So in this class today, we want to assume we have never heard about Kotlin. I would like us to assume you don't literally even know any kind of coding when it comes to Java or any programming language that probably looks like Kotlin itself, so that we can start from scratch. Yeah. So as I mentioned, we are using IntelliJ as our editor in this class. And in our previous classes, we have been able to install these IntelliJ and the JDK, which is required for development in Kotlin, yeah, which apparently is just an upgrade of Java programming language. Yeah. So right away we can just start a new project. So just click on create new project. Yeah, open a new project. Then clearly, as you can see, I'm using JDK version 14, which is definitely Java version 14. Yeah. So as we create our project, ensure that the checkbox for Kotlin has been ticked. Yeah. So that we are going to actually work with Kotlin. Then just hit on next. Then we can give our project our title or project name is Kotlin introduction. Kotlin introduction. Then just hit on a finish. So just wait for the indexing right down here to finish. Then you can we can actually proceed. Yeah, so our indexing is done. So right away, our Kotlin files are going to be inside. Let me just unwrap this Kotlin introduction project. So our files are going to be inside the SRC folder. So inside the SRC folder, let's just right click. And then say new Kotlin file. Then this file, again, we are going to consider camel casing. So we can just call this as file one. We are actually going to use camel casing. Yeah. So file one. Then in Kotlin, before we execute any code, we need to have a main function. So just type there main A. Yeah, main A. Then you're going to have an auto suggestion for the main A function. So it's going to be main with args or arguments array string inside there. So we have our main function. So that on this main function, so today I would like us to start by looking at something called variables. So variables in Kotlin, they are actually, you can actually define a variable in Kotlin in two ways. So the first way, you can use var keyword. So let's have maybe var x, which is an integer. So this is how you specify variables in Kotlin, which is an integer. Then we don't actually really need even the semicolon. We can also have var y, which is a string. Yeah, which is a string. I'm actually expecting an auto suggestion right here so that I don't type things from scratch. Yeah, is a string. Yeah, then we can have var z, which is maybe a double. Yeah, double. Then we can have var maybe a, which is a character. Yeah, which is a character per se. You can say car. Yeah. Then what else do we need? Then we can have maybe var b, which is a boolean or a boolean. So these are the kind of data types that we have in Kotlin. I'm just trying to create a variables using the var. So right away, you see, so I can come down here and say x equals to something like 10. Now, let me ask you, what will be an issue if I say x now equals to 10.0? Something like that. Why do you think it's going to give me this issue? It is because we have defined x as an integer type variable, and yet we are trying to store in a decimal point number, which is a double type. Yeah, and any number that is over decimal point is double data type. Yeah, so if it is x, so we need to only store there a 10. Then y equals to some, it's a string. So a string, we can have a name like, say, King Wanyama. Then maybe z something like now 10.0. Yeah, 10.0 because it's a double. Then we can have maybe a, which is a character. So a character, you use a single quotation marks, then you just put there a letter like, say, maybe W or something. That is a character. Yeah, but you see, if I add any more thing like, say, an I, so this is not a character, this is a string. This is a string. So a character is just a one-lettered word like that, a one letter kind of a thing. So that's a character. Then a boolean or a boolean, if you like to call it whichever way. So a boolean, we could say maybe equals to something like, say, true. Yeah, true or false. A boolean is either true or false. So yeah, that is a boolean. So if B is a data type boolean, then it could either be a true or false. So that right now, if I could maybe print something, I could something like, say, print, could do something like, say, print ln. So print ln, something like, say, maybe x plus z. Yeah, x plus z, which means I'm taking 10 and I'm adding a 10.0. So the answer needs to be something like, say, 20.0 or something like that. But let's just run. So to run, just right click in an empty space like that, then click on a run. Let's give it a few seconds to run. As you can see, it is building right down there. All right, yeah, as you can see, after the building and the execution, the indexing, it has given us a 20.0. That means we are just printing x plus z, which is quite okay. Yeah, then also maybe probably you want to print something like, say, maybe let's say we want to print something like, say, let's have a variable, say, var answer, which is a double kind of a type. Yeah, it's a double. Then we can say now our answer down here, something like, say, now answer equals to maybe x plus z, x plus z, like that. Yeah, x plus z. Yeah, like that. Then finally just come down here and print answer. It is one and the same thing. Yeah, we could just print ln and answer there. And so if we print the answer, it's going to be the same thing. It's actually going to give the same thing. So let's just try to run these. Yeah, as you can see, this second one is also just like the first one. So yeah, we have just printed the answer here, and here we go. It is right there. Also, in Kotlin, we have a concept called concatenation, whereby probably instead of just printing the answer as it is right now, I can do something like, say, your answer is, then I say the answer. So for example, let me just print my answer using concatenation. So I will say something like, say, your answer is, then I need to concatenate. So that means I'll have a plus answer right there. I will need to concatenate an answer right at the end there. So that if I run this, so we concatenate using a plus sign, as you can see. That's concatenation. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, your answer is 20, like that. Then there's another way of how you can implement your if you want to print your variable together with this string like this. So instead of using the plus sign, you could have something like, say, print, then say something like your answer is, then just use variable answer like that. Use a dollar sign. Yeah, just use the variable, the dollar sign, and say answer like that. this is also quite okay. So you could either use a plus sign or you could use a dollar sign behind the variable name like that. So that if we run these, I don't really expect any difference. So let me see, let's just see. Yeah, clearly, as you can see, it is also giving us the same thing. So in Kotlin, when it comes to concatenation, it is so straightforward. You could either just use this plus sign or you could use the dollar sign to mean that you're printing something. Yeah. Then, yeah, this was the first way of how we could declare our variables using var. So just write down here. Let me use the val method. So let me have maybe val p, which is maybe an integer, then val maybe q, which is maybe something like, say, maybe double. Then maybe I could have r, which is double. Sorry, double. Then, yeah, val q, r, which is also double. Yeah, so we could say something like, say, maybe p equals to something like, say, maybe 20. Then q equals to something like 30.0 because it's double. Then r, because it's the r, we want it to be the answer, r equals maybe p plus q. P plus q. Then we could just say print r. When we print, we print r. When we print r, or we could say your val answer is let's say variable r. Yeah, that's what we need to print there. Yeah, just like that, equals to r, like that. So right away, if I try to run this, it is one and the same thing, comrades, only that I'm going to show you some difference there. Yeah, clearly, as you can see now, yeah, your val answer is 50. It has actually worked. But now this is where the difference comes in. You see right now, like these variables that we are using the var keyword. You see, I could say maybe, right now I'm saying variable x equals to 10. But you see, I could also come down there and say variable x equals to maybe 90 like that. And so that when I run, because I'm taking now x plus z here, so I should get a new answer, because now x is now 90, not 10. You see, immediately we have put another x down here and we say 90, it will override this top one. Actually, this top one will be ignored, and we are now going to be using this one. So this time around, when we say our answer equals to x plus z, that means our x is going to be 90 and z is 10. So our answer this time around should be something like, say, 100.0. But you see, the fact that this is the fact that this is a var is the reason as to why we are able to do this. We are able to say now x is 10, and also down here and say x equals to 90. But let's use an example of a p. You see, p is 20, and so let's just yeah, p is 20, and also let's say p equals to something like, say, maybe 30. See, this is impossible. This one here is impossible. In fact, it is giving us an exception right here. Yeah, the exception is val cannot be reassigned. As you can see, that is the exception that is popping up right there. Val cannot be reassigned. Why? Because when you use a val keyword to initialize your variable or to define your variable, you ensure, or you will be making your variable to be to be a constant type or something like that. So you cannot reassign it a value. Yeah, but when you're using var, that's quite possible. Yeah. So one more thing that we would like to notice about the variables, as you can see this variable x, I'm actually defining it and telling it it is an integer. What if I had a variable like, say, maybe var m, just like that, then I came down there, sorry, this is a typo, var m, yeah, var m like that. Yeah, so var m, then let me say equals to something like, say, 10, like that. So what do you think is going to be? Or I could say something like this, var m, yeah, var m, which is equals to something like nothing. Yeah, I'm actually not like nothing. Let me say it is equal to a null like that. Then down here, it is expecting a which type of a value? It is expecting, but let's not go this type of a route. Let's just say var m equals to a 10. Var m equals to a 10. And var f equals to something like, say, maybe king. Yeah, var f equals to a king. You see, you can also define your variable like this without specifying that this is an integer, or without specifying that these are a string and stuff like that. So you can choose to do it this way, or you can choose to do it the way where you are not supposed to, or you actually don't need to specify that this is an integer or this is a double. This is a double, or whichever data type there is. Yeah, so at least we've looked at how to work with variables. So let's look at how to work with Kotlin conditions. So let's just create a new Kotlin file. Then let's just call this as Kotlin conditional statements. Kotlin conditional statements. Then as usual, we need the main a, like that. Then we can have maybe var edge, which is an integer type, so that we can simply say now our edge equals something like, say, 10. So we want to write an if statement to check if this person is an underage or a qualified member of a certain maybe event or something like that. So let's just start by writing an if age is less than 18, if age is less than 18, let's just print ln and say, sorry, variable age is below the target range. Yeah, else print line and just say, congrats, you qualify as a member. As you can see, an if statement in Kotlin is not as different from an if statement from PHP, like those of you that I took through the PHP class. Yeah, so an if statement is not as different from that one of PHP. So also we're using the less than sign. You can use the greater than sign, and so on and so forth. So let's try to run this and see how it's going to execute, which block of code is going to be executed. Yeah, as you can see right now, it is telling us, sorry, 10, because we have printed variable age here. Sorry, 10 is below the target range. But if we just change this one to be something like, say, 20, then run this again. Yeah, as you can see, congrats, you qualify. You qualify. Yeah. So at least that's how to work with an if statement. That's how to work with an if statement. So let's try to have another one with an else block. So we can have var, maybe var, maybe number, which is an integer. So we can say if number equals to 1, if number equals to, sorry, we need to first of all instantiate our number here. So number equals to, right now it's a 0, then let's start. If number is 1, then just print ln and say maybe something like oops, you lost the guess, else if number equals to 2, we can print line and say oops, you lost the guess, then else if number equals to 3, then we can print line and say congrats, you won. Congrats, you won. Then else and just say print line and tell someone variable number is not valid. Please enter a number from 1 to 3, something like that. Yeah, so we have prepared a kagezi logic right here, whereby someone is supposed to put there a number between or from 1 to 3, so that if the person is going to enter their number 1, the response will be oops, you lost the guess. If it is 2, you lost the guess. If it is 3, congrats, you won. Yeah, so if we try to run this right now when the number is 0, let's see what is going to be the response. As you can see, the response is 0 is not valid. Please enter a number from 1 to 3. So let's change this to be something like, say, maybe 2. Yeah, then run again. As you can see, this is oops, you lost the guess. Yeah, oops, you lost the guess. Yeah. Oops, you lost the guess. So it is quite straightforward. Let's also try with a 3 and see. Try to run this again. Yeah. Yeah, clearly you can see congrats, you won. So that's an if statement in Kotlin and an else if statement. So also we have another, in fact, I can just comment out right up here and say if else statement. If else statement. So there's another condition in Kotlin called a when statement. When. when statement. When statement like that. Yeah. When statement. Sorry for that. Yeah, a when statement. So so when we are working with a when statement, let's have maybe var maybe x equals to a 0. So let's say maybe let's write a when statement to check this x. So when when x is 0, or let's say when x is 1, what do you do? Let's just print line and say when x is 0, print line and say oops, you lost the guess. Let's just repeat this game of ours right up here. Let's just copy this statement. When x is 1, oops, you lost the guess. When x is 2, oops, you lost. And when x is 3, when x is 3, let's say congrats, you won. Then finally, also we can have an else. Else, just print and say what? Print line and just say sorry. We can just print and say x is not valid. Yeah, variable x is not valid. Please enter a number from 1 to 3. So these are when statement in Kotlin. So var x is a 0. So when variable x is 1, print these. When it is 2, print these. When it is 3, print that. Else, print these. So let's run. Let's just run. Let's run it once again. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, this was the response for our number variable up here, because our number here, as you can see, it's 3. But for the 0 right here, as you can see, it is saying 0. 0 is not valid. Please enter a number from 1 to 3, which is on our when statement else block here. Else block here. So let's try maybe with a 3 again. I'm very sure it's also going to say congrats, you won, just like the one that is right here. Yeah. So let's run again. Yeah, as you can see, it has also said congrats, you won. Yeah. So clearly in this class today, we've been able to look at variables and we've looked at conditional statements. Yeah, conditional statements in Kotlin. So in our next class, we want to look at something called conditional expressions. Yeah, conditional expressions, and go ahead to look at how to work with loops in Kotlin. So let's meet in our next class to look at expressions, conditional expressions and loops in Kotlin. And if we still have time, we'll look at how to work with arrays in Kotlin. But till that time, take care. Remember to sanitize, and bye-bye for now.